All right, ladies and gentlemen of the public, welcome back to the Tobbe Report. We've got a lot to cover, so we're just going to jump right into it. Here to tell us about a submarine or something that blew up is submersible object correspondent and expert Cooper Walton. Welcome, Cooper. So, how exactly does one lose a submarine?
Okay. Well, there are many reasons one can lose a submarine. First being, have you ever been to the ocean?
No.
No? Well, let me paint a picture for you. So imagine this room, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine it like 1 billion times bigger than this.
Okay.
That's the ocean for you.
All right.
It's a big place. There are a lot of things in the ocean. Fish and submarines look kind of the same. So, we're looking down there with a camera, right? To try and find where it is. And we keep seeing these things, and we're like, oh, is that the submarine? It's just a fish. It's blue. The submarine is blue. The ocean's also blue.
Is it really?
It is.
Well, what kind of a design flaw is that? Let's talk about how they were controlling this thing, because I've heard some things.
Okay. So they were controlling the submarine with a 2012 Logitech gaming controller. I believe it was about $10.
Okay.
And believe it or not, is actually the best way to control things.
Oh.
Yeah. It's obviously not flawless, but anything else would cost money. And, I mean...
And these people obviously did not have that much money.
No. Listen, submarines aren't just for, the rich and the famous. They're for the common man. Back to your question about how do you lose a submarine. So they were controlling it with this controller, right? And obviously it's not perfect. Controllers are susceptible to a thing called stick drift, where the controller would just go whoop and slowly veer it in the wrong direction.
I'm familiar.
If it wasn't being used.
So in Mario Kart, if you're playing on a Switch, which is a trash console with terrible stick drift, and you're playing Mario Kart, your car sometimes will just go into a wall and explode.
Yeah.
Is that what happened here?
Well, not exactly. I think the stick drift thing is likely. But I don't think it exploded. Since when can things explode underwater? Fire and water don't mix. Newsflash, people. Things can't explode underwater.
Well, Cooper, thank you very much for your input. It's much appreciated. Get out of my house.
Greetings! Today we are searching for the Holy Grail. Now, I've just been introduced to a new technology called Google, where apparently you can find the locations of things just by inserting the name. Truly fascinating technology. So, I figured we would put this to use to find the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail. Interesting. It says here that the Holy Grail is not far from our location now. Interesting. We must go! Quickly! Time is of the essence! Where is my noble steed? Hello, yeah. I've just learned that we do not have the budget for a noble steed, so we will go on foot instead. I've come to find out that this climate is not perfectly suitable for wearing a helmet of this caliber. Nonetheless, it is an essential part of this quest that I find the Holy Grail, and look awesome while I do it. So, we must persevere. That guy's got a gun. That guy's got a gun right. There's like a cop with a gun right behind us. Where are you going? This way. A big problem with this helmet is that I have virtually no peripheral vision, and it is very hard to walk prolonged distances wearing it. Nevertheless, we must continue. Good evening. Excuse me, beast, creature, do you know where the Holy Grail is? What about Osama bin Laden? No? I would expect nothing more of a foul creature such as yourself. Norsemen! Norsemen! No, we are nuts. Love you too! I accept! Let us duel! I must go find the Holy Grail now! Yes, sir. Good luck to you! I will see you there too, brother! Finally, we are here. After all our efforts, all our losses and our triumphs, we have found it. The Holy Grail. Oh, it's glorious. This is the day I've always dreamed of. We are here. This is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for so long. My glorious hour. The Holy Grail. What is this? 21 and over only? Oh, nay. Nay, who was I to think that I could make it as a knight at such a young age? I'm a fool. I'm a fool, and I have not found the Holy Grail, and I never will. This is a tragedy. A tragedy indeed.
Now, plenty has happened in the past couple of weeks, but one of the biggest cases of probably the decade is the Trump indictment case. Not the first one, the second one. We touched on this briefly in the last episode, but I think it's time we really get into it. If you don't know already, former President Donald Trump has been indicted for a second time, this time for mishandling a bunch of classified documents because he's an idiot. His entire legal team resigned a few days ago. So let's talk about some of the things that he might be able to do. Most of you know me as a newsman, but did you know that I'm also a lawman? That's right. I know almost all of the laws. All of them. And I follow them religiously. All the time. All of them. I follow all of them, even the stupid ones. All right, so here's the deal. Since the ratification of the Constitution, we have seen lawyers deploy a well-known set of tactics and techniques to defend or accuse the defender or the accuser. I don't know the words. I just know the laws. So here are some of the defense techniques that I think, as a lawman, we can expect to see from the Trump trial. The first one is post hoc ergo f*** yourself. This is also known as the Call of Duty party chat defense. This consists of childish nicknames, probably racial slurs, a lot of insults directed at the plaintiff's mother, maybe some occasional crying, if we're lucky. There's also something known as the nut-on defense. This is when the defendant just says, nuh-uh, to basically anything that the prosecutor says. And we've seen trials last years just because of this. Speaking of long trials, we're expecting this to last maybe 5-6 years. Trump will probably be dead before he goes to jail. Now, how is something like that possible? With a constitutional right to a speedy trial. The Constitution doesn't care about you at all. There are a number of ways that lawyers can draw out a trial for weeks or months or years or even decades, I think. Probably, right? Decades? Yeah. One of these techniques is the opposite day technique. When the defendant declares it opposite day, and it causes mass confusion, and essentially deadlocks the court for an entire day. They can do this as much as they want. It's in the Constitution. There are also things that people can do, like the defendant might say something like, as sphincters say what? Then if the prosecutor expresses any sort of confusion over this statement, they are legally a sphincter. The defendant may also just shoot spitballs and paper airplanes at the plaintiff all day, just in an effort to distract them. That's what I would do. The point is that all of this is completely legal. I read the Constitution. I know everything. I am the law. All right. Here's Caleb with the weather.
Live. Hey, I'm live from the weather with the weatherman. Me. Hey, welcome back to the weather. It's me, the weatherman. I'm in the Ukraine right now. I'm actually not a weatherman right now. I'm a war correspondent. The American military gave me this little thing. Okay, let me check the weather, guys. Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. Okay, it looks to me like there's a coup in Russia. It's June 24th right now. The coup started yesterday. There's this... He goes by the name of Vladimir Lenin. And I was like, what the f***? Did we have a battle of the Vladimirs right here? So this guy comes in with all these freaking, like, Marxists and shit. And they're like, hey, proletariat. Whatever the f*** that means. But they look tough, dude. I mean, man, they had me going like, hey, proletariat. So yeah, but this like Vladimir guy, he was like, I'm gonna take over the f***ing government. What? What? What, dude? You're crazy. You're crazy. On a sunny day in June. On a sunny day in today. On a sunny day. I'm getting f***ing bug bites! Oh my god. I'm just getting f***ing mangled. I can't even think about the weather, dude. I hate f***ing... How can you do this? Ukrainians! Scan the area real quick. Just make sure everything's safe. I've been hearing some weird noises around. Beep boop. Beep boop. I think I just came across a bombshell. There's 40 grams of sugar packed in that thing. The second it's aflame, I'm done, dude. I'm done. I gotta go. I gotta go. You weren't supposed to follow.
Now, as it turns out, it's not just me who likes to talk all the time. So does the entire American public. A few months ago, I sent out a Google form asking for questions and comments and whatever, and that was the responses were all gibberish, insults, or threats from the Taliban. Apparently, we're gonna look at some YouTube comments instead, because I don't want to. Peace, Love, Mama 3019 said, "This is my new favorite podcast to listen to while I mow my stepniece's lawn." I don't know how I can make this any clearer. It's not that difficult, people. Podcasters just sit at their desks and crack jokes all day. I do the news. This comment gets 1 star out of 5 because you're an idiot and you don't listen. Say hi to your niece for me. And Honeysoobs says, "Fire the weatherman." I honestly would, but his contract says that he's with us until the extinction of the Siberian tiger. So, I don't know. Might be soon. 4-star comment. I want him gone as much as you do. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's episode. Thank you for watching, and try not to do anything stupid until I get back. Have a good one.
Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. And am I just paranoid? Am I just down?
Times of let's do this.